Okay, shouts out my friends. Dobro jutro. Charles here in Novi Sad. Saturday morning, 9:30 in the morning. And I just stopped. I had to go down and get some food. I spent $17 $17. I got a bunch of chicken, some salads, some pasta, some cheese, just regular staples. And not too many people out. It's beautiful, unfortunately. And you can't go out and about. The vast majority of people now are wearing masks, and I do not have a mask, so I'm gonna have to go get one. I guess I just go to the pharmacy. I looked around in the grocery shops here. The grocery shops here, the vast majority of them here in the center of the city, they don't have too many things other than groceries. There's one little aisle that's got like socks and dish towels and some pots and pans, but they don't have like the medicinal aisles like you're accustomed to in the USA. That's all in pharmacies here, so you have to make a special trip. Some of the bigger places like big huge Tempo, the super centers would have that, but not the smaller little markets, unfortunately. So everybody you see has a mask on, well, except the guy ahead of me. You can't see him anyway, but that's what's up. Okay, getting close to my house. 3 out of 3 people have masks on. It's so weird just not seeing the cafes work here in this city, because this is like a cafe city. There's a pharmacy. I should go in there, but I'm not in the mood to do it right now. I'm just gonna head home, eat some breakfast, and do absolutely fucking nothing. Ciao. Isn't this little passage awesome? That's what's cool here in Novi Sad. In between these big blocks, you've got all these little shops in these passages. I live in one of them, but I'm not going to tell you which one. I just went and got some burek. It was still $7 with that and a little yogurt. So life's somewhat normal when you can have a burek, huh? Ciao.
Hey, ciao. How you doing, my friends? Charles here. Day number 12 of my lack of social interaction. And today was not a good day. Today was a dull, monotonous, horrible day for me. And I've noticed that, my friends, dealing with not having social interaction really plays with your mind. Even though I've got, capabilities of talking to people through video calls, through voice messages on whatever, it's still not the same. This plays with my moods. One day my mood is great, like yesterday. Today it's just blah, okay? And I've done everything in my power to try to maintain that positivity, but man, it's rough. So, to make it better, I'm going to have me a shot. It's Saturday anyway. That's the other reason I was depressed. It's Saturday, it's pretty out, the sun's out, it's nice and warm, and I'm in here, I'm going to drink a shot of, got something different today. This is Rakia od Grozdja is what it says in Chirilica here. But yeah, some pamata, and I can read it. Rakia od Grozdja, that would be rakia from grapes. A lot of times people call it Lozhavačka, right? Lozha is a grape, Lozhavačka. But here, for some reason, they said rakia from grozdja, because of rakia from grapes, or it could be Lozhavačka, right? If you just say Lozhavačka, they know it's from grapes. Bah, whatever. I don't know why they don't say Groževačka, but Serbians will tell me. Uzdravie to all of my Serbian friends all around the world. A young lady, coolest message I got today was a young lady in the jungles of Laos, a Serbian. She messaged me and she said, "Thank you for your videos. I love watching you and getting updated." She said, "It's just me, elephants, and you here in this jungle. I'm watching you." So how cool is that, man? It made my day. So uzdravie. Be healthy. Be safe. Let's discuss quickly here the numbers. And then I'm going to discuss some other things about Serbia that I think are very special. But some of you are only watching for the Corona updates here. Here are the Corona updates today were horrible. The numbers skyrocketed. Up 131 cases here in Serbia today. It's up to 659 cases in Serbia. We surpassed Croatia. Croatia 657. So we passed Croatia, up 131. That is a lot. 10 deaths here. So God rest their souls. United States continues to skyrocket, 112,000 cases, up 8,400 from yesterday. So that's what's up. Serbia here in the news. Serbia sentenced this one guy with the initials SZ. They didn't give out his name. He was somebody from the diaspora who came back in here. They had him on a mandatory quarantine. He broke it. They sentenced him to 3 years in jail. So that is a serious offense. They're taking this serious. It said he was sentenced via Skype. They had the Sudia, the judge on Skype is how they did the court. And they charged him failure to comply with health regulations at a time of epidemic. 3 years in jail. Man, they're serious about it, guys. So stay home. He was 38-year-old gentleman. You know, that's going to really ruin his life. There's 112 total people as of today that's been charged and are waiting for trial that's done the same thing. So, man, stay inside, my friends. Do what you're supposed to. Follow what the government tells you here. 2 Americans, I told you, were stopped and fined for breaking curfew. They're not messing around. The American ambassador said, you got to pay the fine. You're breaking Serbian law. You know, we follow Serbian law like you're supposed to. So good for them. Another thing that's happening here is just really sad. Not only is Serbia, I'm part of you here. I'm part of this community. Not only are we dealing with this epidemic, this pandemic, we're also dealing with horrible air quality right at the same time. They just had this article in the New York Times today, my friends. I'll put the link in this video. The article says, world's worst air adds to Serbian capital's coronavirus woes. Okay? Unbelievable. Belgrade residents on Friday isolated themselves not only from coronavirus, but also from the acrid smoke that's turned Serbia's capital into the city with the world's most polluted air. Unbelievable. We're breathing bad air. We're dealing with this. I mean, what gives, you know? But we're tough folks. We're going to deal with it, my friends. But just unbelievable. The other thing that happened today, it was a really odd situation. I mean, I've never heard of this. It said in one article, desert dust is here in Serbia and in the Balkans. Middle East dust, due to high winds that all started in Kazakhstan, through Russia, through Ukraine and Romania, has pushed a lot of this desert dust into the air here in Serbia to go along with all these coal-fired heating. That's what makes Serbians' air bad. A lot of the cities have central heat, and a lot of local folks, their homes are using coal, so you get a lot of that in the air, and it's making it nasty. But now we've got desert dust here. Jesus. I smoke shisha. I should quit smoking shisha because my lungs are just going to be gone. If I don't die of coronavirus, I'm going to die of lung cancer here, unfortunately. Then the Americans use depleted uranium. I mean, so this area is struggling now, you know. Gotta improve the environment here. The air quality index was at 158 today, which is very unhealthy. That's here in Novi Sad, anyway. And then on the list, if you look at the list of all the countries in the world with the worst, I think it's over a year period, Serbia is number 17. And this is AQI, Air Quality Index. Serbia is number 17 on the year for having the worst quality air in the world. Zagreb is worse than us and Croatia, right across the border. Isn't that something, you know? You've got places like Sicevo and out in the nature has really good air, and then you have like this stuff. In the cities and towns here, it's just really rough and really bad, unfortunately. Last bit of news I'm going to talk about here, you probably know if you're from Serbia. Dragan Vasilkovic, oh, that's a tough one. Let's just say Captain Dragon is what he was known as. He was arrested and charged for war crimes. He was released today after serving 13 and a half years in a Croatian jail. So Captain Dragan Vasilkovic is out. with the free at this moment. Anyway, let me tell you something here. I want to answer one question because I had one person asked me a really interesting question for some of you who don't follow me all the time. How long I've been here in Serbia. I arrived here May 28th, 2010 on a 2-week vacation. I was here expecting a shitty place, loved it, quit my job in the USA, and returned here in 2011, okay? Somebody asked where all I've lived in Serbia. I've lived in a total of 8 different cities, towns, etc. here in your country. This is a map of Serbia. You've got the southern region, Kosovo Matoja. You've got Šumadija, more or less, right? And then you've got Vojvodina, or Serbia, and Vojvodina here. First city I ever lived in was Zrenjanin in Serbia. That's the reason I came to Serbia, was because of Zrenjanin. I lived in Zrenjanin for about a year almost. Loved it. Great little town. It's always going to be here in my heart. It's the reason I came. If it wasn't for those crazy bastards from Zrenjanin, I never would have came to Serbia. Second place I moved was Niš, Serbia. Then I moved way down south to Niš, the city of Niš, where everybody talks really fast. Lived down there for about 4 months. Loved it. Great meat, great burek in that region. Friendly folks. Pretty girls in Niš. Third place I lived was Sremska Mitrovica. Moved up to Sremska Mitrovica, back to Vojvodina. Sremska Mitrovica is a pretty little town, about 30,000 people. Great little center section, kind of a dull town. There's not a whole lot going on, but a lot of really good friends of mine still live in Sremska Mitrovica. Petar Milkovic, he's going to soon be an Olympic gold medalist in kayaking. He's my buddy. He's a kayaker. Phenomenal guy. Big, massive guy. He's a good man. I did Perfect Explosive. My first time was from my time when I lived in Sremska Mitrovica. Look up Perfect Explosive Charles, Sremska Mitrovica, and you'll find it. Fourth place I lived was Pančevo. Pančevo, Serbia. I love Pančevo. Everybody told me you can't move to Pančevo. It's the most polluted, nasty place in all of Serbia. No, it's beautiful. I enjoyed it. It's not all that polluted. I didn't notice the pollution levels. It's pretty. It's got a lot of little boat bars. Downtown's pretty. Fantastic people. And it's like 20 minutes from Belgrade. Loved living there. And I had no idea it was actually in Vojvodina. I don't know if this is correct. I thought it was still in Serbia. Anyway, next place I lived after that, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth place was not too far. It was a place called Kotej. Kotej is a suburb. It's like in the opština of Belgrade. It's actually right over here between Pančevo and Belgrade. Kotej, I really didn't enjoy my time in Kotej. It's nothing special, and it was a pain to get to, really, because I didn't have a car. I had to take the bus, and it was a pain in the ass. I lived to Kotej, then I moved up to Nova Galinica, which is right by Batajnica, north of Munze Konza, Zemun. Seventh place I lived was Zemun, or Munze Konza. Loved my time in Munze Konza. I lived right in the center of the city. And then lastly, for the last 4.5 years, or 5 years maybe, I've lived here in Novi Sad, Serbia. Out of all of these, my friends, my favorite's been Novi Sad. I think Novi Sad's the best city. When you look at everything, it is the best. In relation to the capital, which is important to me because I fly a lot, it takes 45 minutes to get to Belgrade. The prices are substantially cheaper. Public transportation is good. You can walk anywhere in 15 minutes. It's a big city. It's got everything you've ever wanted. The people are nice. They're diverse. You get a lot of foreigners here. The food is good. It's just a great place to live, honestly. So anyway, that's where I've lived. And lastly, what I wanted to mention, oh my God, this is going to be a long video. Pia biga, you don't have anything better to do you? When it comes to living in this country, so many people ask me, why are you still there? Why do you live in that country? With this passport here, an American passport, I can go anywhere. I mean, so many countries. Nobody asks me any questions usually. They'll come up, oh, American? Yeah, welcome. Have a nice time. No questions asked typically. I could go almost anywhere. People say, why are you still there, Charlie? Why don't you try living in blah, 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 or blah, 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 or blah, 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 blah. I don't need that. I have found myself here. I am a part of this community of Serbians. Americans are not trusted here. Americans are not appreciated too much here because we have our politicians have a dirty name in this region and all over the world, of course, because of the dirty things we've pulled. But me, I am part of this community. I am part of these families. I have a strong emotional attachment to this country and to many, many families here in this country. So this to me is more home than it is when I go back to the USA. Honestly, all my best friends are Serbian. The families I'm in touch with more so than anybody else are here. So I am more at home here than I am anywhere else. I don't want to give that up. And one reason why is because of the Serbian people. A good example of why Serbian people are just damn good people are just right here on this table. This, for example, I've got 16 bottles of alcohol in this house, and I think only one of them I bought because it's whiskey. The rest of them were just gifts. Young folks here come to my office. I find them a job. Hey, Charles, I brought you this. My mom and dad wanted to say thank you, and so did I. It's my birthday. Charles, I brought you this for your birthday. Rakia is something, a homemade liquor that almost every single family in this country of Serbia, if they don't make it, they have an uncle, a cousin, brother that makes it. Okay, they have a vikendica and they go make it themselves. Most of them don't make it in Belgrade, but they have somebody who does. Many of these people make lots of this, but they don't make it to sell it. They don't make it to make money off of it. It's not about that. It's about giving somebody a gift that's special and important to you. And I think that's absolutely beautiful, you know? A good example of that, Sičevo, Serbia, a place that will always be in my heart. I will own a vikendica in Sičevo. If you've never been to Sičevo, go to Sičevo. It's gorgeous. Look up on my YouTube channel or go to YouTube and type in Charles in Sičevo. One of my friends from Australia, we made a really cool little 15-minute film of that, showing how awesome that place is. It's literally jaw-droppingly beautiful. It's a little village southeast of Niš, right by Niš Kubanja, up in the mountains. You can say mountains, I guess. It's got a view of these big valleys and a soccer field up there. I mean, it's literally heaven. Went to a guy's house. So many people there in that village wanted to meet me. All of them said, oh, Americans here, American. Hey, come in. You wanted to meet me? Of course, drink a rakia, wine, food, everything, because that's how Serbians are. And one guy, he brought me this really nice bottle out. I mean, it was a pretty bottle. He handed it to me. It had a homemade label, similar to this one. This is Rakia od Grozdja. Handed me this, and I said, wow, that's beautiful. How much is it? And my friend translated. He said, what? Yeah, something filthy. It's not for sale. It's for you. I'm giving it to you. He makes his own homemade labels. Puts them in pretty bottles just to give out to people. He said, we're not capitalists, was his thing. We're not trying to make money on it. This is for you because we like you, okay? How awesome is that? Second example, just right here on my table of how good Serbians are. My landlady, she called me one day here a couple days ago and she said, Charles, outside your door is some soup. Just heat it up and eat it. It was really good homemade soup she made. Just put it in a bag. No social distancing is important. That, my friends, is why this American loves this country. It's not because of money. I could go to the USA any day and make money, make a lot of money every day. So much more than I make living over here. But my costs each month would be more expensive. And my social life would be so much, or on such a lower level. Here in Serbia, it's all about social life. It's all about friends. It's all about family. It's all about community. And that's why this country is where I belong. And I'm part of it, you know, and I feel part of this. I'm proud. I like to promote this country to other folks, and it's working. I get lots of people who message me, man, Charles, I'm from England. I've never been to Serbia, but I want to come because of you. A Turkish guy, he messaged me, one of my most proudest moments. He messaged me, said, Charles, I travel everywhere. I never dreamed I'd go to Turkey, but for some reason, or go to Serbia because I heard they hated Turkish people. He said, but one day one of your videos popped up. I watched it and I thought, wow, there's an American in Serbia. I thought they hated Americans more than Turkish people. He said, I watched your video and it interested me. I watched another one and another one. I went to Serbia. I booked a week in Niš. He said, so I went to Niš for a week. He said, I liked it so much, I added an additional week to my stay. And he said, then I went back to Turkey. I brought 3 of my friends, and now we come every single year to Serbia because of your videos. So that shows you it works. I care. I want to make your country better. I should be a member of your tourist organization of Serbia. Anyway, my friends, that's it for me. Sorry for the long video, but I have nothing better to do with my life than talk to you. Ciao, ciao.